Hi there, I'm Michelle Barry Franco. I want to talk with you today about how to surrender from the stage, how to lose yourself up there. One of the coolest examples that I've seen of this in a speaker was a couple of years ago, and I'm sitting in the audience, and this speaker comes out onto the stage and he's just leaping and jumping and full of life and energy. And it felt really real. It felt like, it felt like he was really just so excited to be there. And then he went into sort of this big discussion about how excited he was to be there. And then throughout the course of his talk, I watched him do these fascinating things that would just like make my whole face hurt from smile laughing kind of, where he would contort his face into all these different shapes in service of telling a story. And really, I remember in particular, this one story was about one of his failures, about something stupid he had done. And here he was looking ridiculous. And the story did not make him look awesome either. And he didn't care. It didn't matter because he was making a point and making a point and wanted to keep our attention while making this point. And it was ridiculous fun. It was ridiculous fun. And it was really effective. He later on in the talk, he did some like crazy maneuvers with his body. I mean, literally like contorting himself into different shapes. Again, he had this kind of self-deprecating approach, but all of it was just in service of getting our attention at times when he really wanted us to pay attention and keeping our attention so that we could learn from him. This is the power of losing ourselves on stage, of becoming selfless. And this is something that I regularly aspire to, and it's hard, and I fail at it a lot because, you remember, oh my gosh, what does my face look like? It's easy to kind of get caught up in how am I looking? Is this, am I coming across credible? Is what I'm saying making sense? And of course, you want to make sure that what you're saying is making sense. It's why you use great eye contact. It's why you're always listening as a speaker. So when I say go selfless, I don't mean like disconnect from the audience. You stay connected with the audience for sure, but get out of your own head. So I want to give you some strategies for doing that. And I'm going to give you 3, of course, as I usually do, around how to surrender. First is, before you even get up on that stage, connect your heart with their heart. And again, audience analysis is so powerful. I have a video coming up talking through how you can get deeply connected to your audience members, but just what are they thinking and needing and desiring, and really what's in the way? What is their greatest struggle? And when you're deeply connected with all of that and you connect your heart with that, it's easier to go out there and want to serve them in whatever way works because your heart is in it. So that's the first thing. The second thing is manage your anxiety. The biggest thing in the way of us being our most charismatic, our most dynamic, our most connected with our audience is any speaking anxiety that may be lingering or maybe overtaking us. Speaking anxiety is an absolutely normal part of putting ourselves out there. And if you haven't seen my video on speaking anxiety and why it happens, or at least the theory that I believe about why it happens, go watch that. So, forget ever trying to get rid of it entirely or feeling bad about having it. It's a normal part, but using the strategies. Belly breathing is my absolute favorite. I have a lot of other strategies on this blog. A lot of mindset work. I am here to serve. I'm not, again, a selfless mantra. It is not about me. It's about them. How I can be of service to them. So managing your speaking anxieties so that you can just sort of go for it in whatever ways will be most captivating and engaging for this audience. And then finally, and this is really what I've been saying before, but I want you to take it with you, and that is forget yourself. Right? So that whole selfless idea over and over again, think of it like meditation, right? When you're up there on the stage, forget yourself the same way that when you're trying to meditate, if you've ever tried to meditate and a thought shows up and you say, oh, look, there's a thought, let it pass. Oh, look, I'm noticing myself. I'm worrying about myself. Let it pass. Go back to the content that you have prepared. Now, all of this does require that you have practiced and prepared in a way that you can forget yourself and that the content just lives in you. But of course, that's always what we want to do when we want to serve our audience with great speaking. We practice and prepare in a way that allows us to just surrender and give them our all. Okay, so those are my strategies for you. I'd love to hear what you think of these, or if there are any others that you use, because again, this is something I'm always working on. It's my great goal to just get up there and never, and just totally forget myself every time, or at least keep forgetting myself over and over again. And I invite you to try for that too. It is a way to serve in a powerful way. Okay, see you next week.